Bellator 270 finally takes place at normal time for Europe. It's gonna take place in Ireland, and I'm gonna go with the main card. Of course, prelims are available for members, so let me analyze now. The first fight gonna be between Daniel Weichel, 5'10", 71 inches is his reach, 41 wins, 12 losses. This guy is a legend of this sport. He defeated Keone Dix via split decision, lost to Manuel Sanchez, defeated Saul Rogers, lost to Goiti Amucci, Patricio Freire, gave a hard time to majority of the fighters, great submission expert, and he is the former Bellator Season 10 featherweight tournament winner. He is the former M1 global lightweight champion. This guy is the real legend of the sport. Great in the stand-up, great on the ground, but predominantly he is a black belt under the lead of Dean Thomas in BGG. So he's gonna meet Pedro Carvalho, one of the best Portuguese fighters, 11'5". Oh, the game, Pedro Carvalho, 5'11", 70.5 inches is his reach, and Pedro Carvalho is he's not going to have any kind of a reach advantage over his opponent, but I have to say that Pedro Carvalho is riding on a cold streak with back-to-back losses to Patricio Pitbull, JJ Wilson. He was knocked out on both occasions, and he'll be looking to get back into the winning column. Prior to that, he was riding on a 4-fight win streak over Daniel Crawford, Luca Vitali, Derek Campos, and Sam Sicilia. But unfortunately, I don't see Pedro Carvalho winning here, especially if his opponent drags the fight to the ground, as his opponent is way, way better on the ground. And Carvalho is not the greatest striker in the world, so I'm going with Daniel Weichel to win this fight. Now, the next fight is going to be Fabian Edwards and Robert Fonseca. Robert Fonseca is a heck of the opponent, 13-4-0. He is a good opponent, 5'11", fighting out of Manaus, Amazonas. Robert Fonseca could really give his opponent a hard time because he was doing a great job in Brazilian local promotions. He is a submission specialist who knows a bit of Muay Thai, who knows to land Muay Thai kicks, who changes angles greatly, and this could really be a problem for Fabian Edwards because he is a submission specialist too. And Edwards on the other side was winning, but 9-2-0. He had some ups and downs, 6'1", 79.5 inches. For Fabian Edwards, he's going to have reach advantage over his opponent, but Fabian Edwards was outworked by Costello Van Stens and Austin Vanderford, and I am worried because Robert Fonseca is another grappler. He's more grappler than a striker, more wrestler than a striker. Fabian Edwards outworked Bosuku, Shipman, destroyed Falconetto. He was better than Lee Chadwick, but unfortunately this guy is more of a grappler, so I'm worried. I think fight goes into round 3. If I have to pick a side, I'm going to go against Fabian Edwards. Now the next fight, James Gallagher is going to meet Patchy Mix, 5'8", 67 inches for James Gallagher. James Gallagher choked out Cal Eleanor, Roman Salazar, he outworked Jeremiah Labiano, choked out Stephen Graham, and he lost to Ricky Bandejas via knockout. But I'm going to tell you, this guy is in Bellator for his whole life, and he's a submission expert. Don't get to the ground with this guy, or you're literally gonna be fucked up. But I'm not joking, and this is not a joke. You're gonna get yourself fucked up if you try to go with this guy on the ground. Patchy Mix, 14-1-0, 5'11", 71.5 inches is his reach, which is good for Patchy Mix because if he keeps the fight standing, he is going to have massive advantage over his opponent. He choked out Albert Morales, Yuki Motoya, Isaiah Chapman, Ricky Vandejas, Kate Richardson. So this guy knows a lot about submission game, lost to Juan Arculeta via decision. I believe this could go all the way. Like, this is 50-50 fight to me. Both fighters extremely skillful on the ground, especially Patchy Mix, and James Gallagher has the greatest number of victories via submissions, so this could go the distance, and I have a feeling this is gonna go the distance. If I have to pick a side, it's gonna be very hard. I would stay away from this. Either goes into round 3, either goes the distance. Patchy Mix is almost impossible to finish, so man, I just have to say that he choked out Andre Ewell and Tony Gravely, UFC calibers. That's gonna be hard for Patchy, and both hard for James. Now Peter QUEALLY gonna fight Patrick Pitbull. He destroyed Patrick Pitbull in his last outing. That cut happened, but Peter QUEALLY was attacking hard, and we've seen great punches on the end of Peter QUEALLY. He stopped David Khachatrian, Ran Scope, and Igor Egorov. He was also having a hard time against Miles Price. I really think he won that. I think he was robbed. On the other side, Patrick Pitbull, 23-10-0, 5'7", 71 inches is his reach. Peter QUEALLY 74.5. Peter QUEALLY keeps this fight standing. I think he's going to have great chances to win the fight. And also Patricky Pitbull is on a cold streak with back-to-back losses to Tawfiq Musaev and Peter QUEALLY. This is their second fight. In the previous fight, Peter QUEALLY won, and he was fighting pretty much tactically maturely, tactically well. Patricky Pitbull was having a great time at Rising, where he destroyed Tetsuya Kawajiri and Luis Gustavo, and at Bellator he was so dominant against Campos, Huerta, Scope, but I think the guy is past his prime, and I don't think Patricky Pitbull is going to defeat Peter QUEALLY, not in the middle of island, so I think I'm going to go with QUEALLY here.